quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hello friends, today is Diamond Day in art class, and we are going to be learning how to draw a diamond, a crystal, and a gemstone. What you'll need is a pencil, like this, just in case you make a mistake, then you can erase it. For the purpose of the video, so you can see it clearly, I'll be using a Sharpie marker. And then a ruler or some type of thing with a straight edge, like a book or something, will be extremely helpful. The first one I'm going to show you is how to draw a diamond. Here I cut up pieces of paper into separate scraps. You don't have to do that. You can just use a regular sheet of paper if you need to as well. First, what we're going to do is I'm going to, with my ruler, draw a straight line across. But it's not going to be all the way across. It's just going to be leaving some space on the sides and the top. Next, what I'm going to do is leave some space from that previous line and draw another line across, but this time it's evenly wider on both sides. My next step is I'm going to create a trapezoid by connecting the end points of each line with another line. A trapezoid is a shape like a square because it has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it also has one short side and one long side, causing the last 2 sides to have a diagonal or a slant. This is the top of your diamond. Next step, we are going to go back to our long line and find the center with your finger. Once you find the center, drag your finger down and put a point. That will be the bottom point of your diamond. Depending where you place your point, you can have a long diamond or a shorter diamond. Next, with your ruler, you're going to line it up to the point and the far side of each of the trapezoid. After you draw your line on each side, you'll be creating a large triangle below your trapezoid. Now, we're going to go work on the top half of the diamond and create all the different sides that it has. Doing so, we're going to start at the top of each corner, you could say, of the trapezoid, creating a zigzag across. Or you can also look at it as mini triangles. Here's my zigzag. I'm going down and then up, and then down and up. Your zigzag might have more zag, we could say, to it, meaning it might be a little shorter or wider or bigger. That's totally fine. To have a successful zigzag for your diamond, it needs to hit these 2 points of our trapezoid and come all the way down to our long line of our trapezoid. The next part of creating our diamond, and we are almost done, is see these points where our zigzag has connected to the line of our trapezoid. We are going to take our ruler and line it up to the bottom point of our diamond. We're going to do that for each one. Your diamond, if you have a more zag in your zigzag, you have to do that multiple times. Any part of your zigzag that touches the diamond part, or this line right here, will have to get a line connecting down. Pretty simple. These points over here don't need to be connected because they already are. That is how you draw a diamond. We're going to move on to our next shape. How to draw a crystal. On your paper, you are going to place a point towards the top of your page. It can be a little closer to the top this time. That is going to be the top point of your crystal. Here's what the crystal looks like, just as a quick reference. And we'll be starting with the top cap of the crystal. For the top cap of the crystal, you're going to, with that point, make a wide V. It's actually an upside down V. When you make your V, you're going to want it to come about the same length on each side. Inside your large V, you're going to create a small V, a skinnier V, but it's going to be longer, your lines. Just like so. This V is skinnier than the outside V, and my lines are longer. Once you have that done, you can then connect your endpoints to the one next to it across the cap of your crystal. Great! Now we're going to work on the side of our crystal. Starting with your outside points, where your first V ended, you're going to create a line. This is going to be the outside of your crystal, but it's also going to define how wide your crystal is. I'm going to turn mine so it's easier for me to draw because I am right-handed. Your lines need to be equal in length. When you draw your line, make sure you leave space at the bottom for the bottom half of your crystal. In your inside lines, connecting to those points from your smaller V, they are going to be a little longer than our outer lines. Just like so. The next step is to use your ruler once again to connect all those endpoints of the lines across. See this line right here? It almost forms a rectangle. We're going to find the center of that with our finger and pull it down. Make a point. That is going to be the bottom point of your crystal. With your ruler, once again, we're going to connect each point. One. This one kind of got hidden, and that's okay. 2, 3. I'm just going to make this one a little wider just so you can see it. Just like that. Mine's not perfect, and that's okay, but your top of your crystal should be exactly like your bottom crystal. That's how you do it. The new piece of paper, or a different part of your paper, I am now going to show you how to draw the green gemstone right here. With your paper, we are going to create a shorter line, just like how we did with the diamond, on both ends of your paper, leaving some space for the bottom and the top. These lines should be equal in length, like so. Next, what you're going to do is, in the inside of those lines, we are going to leave some space from the previous line and make a wider line so it's equal on both sides. We'll also be doing that on the bottom, leaving some space from the previous line and then drawing it across so our inside lines are the same length long and they're equal distances apart from the smaller line. Basically, your top half should be a reflection of your bottom half. Now what we are going to do is take our ruler and make a large square or rectangle, depending how you shape your gemstones. Also, we're going to connect the inner lines and form a rectangle all the way down. That's okay if it's not perfect. Like so. Remember, gems, crystals, and diamonds aren't really always perfect either. Here we go. And now we're going to connect all the corners to get that nice shape of the gemstone. And I'm just rotating my paper. That might be a little easier than trying to turn your body or hands. And that is how you make a gemstone. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Okay, now we're going to be using watercolor to paint our diamonds, crystals, and gems. Watercolor is amazing material because the colors flow and they're very vibrant like a diamond. They also allow the light or the white paper to also be coming through, and that will give the illusion of softness and our form. Here we go. I am going to use watercolor. I'm gonna wet my palette. You can do your crystals, gems, and diamonds any color you want. I'm gonna start out with green, just for fun. When we paint, you have to be very careful not to get water outside your lines. Watercolors will flow wherever you kind of tell them to go. You as the artist, you're kind of telling the paints where to flow, depending where you paint, you put the water. I want my color a little more vibrant, so I'm gonna add less water and more pigment or paint. Awesome. To change things up, I'm gonna add some yellow in that space as well. I just want to give that side of my form a little more variety. I'm going to also use yellow up here. All your spaces can be different colors in your form. That will help them really be noticed. So for example, I'm going to now go to red right over here. So it's very possible that like here a little bit on my red, the colors will flow into one another. That is okay, and that's why we chose watercolor for this project, because that's what happens in real life with diamonds and crystals and gems. Light and color is constantly bouncing off of them. So it's really cool that we can show that in our art projects using watercolor. I'm going to add touches of purple here. And now I'm going to bring back that green up at the top here because I want it to show that it's being reflected in the different spaces of everything. Add a little yellow, maybe down here. Very good. And now I'm going to bring back the red over here as well. Make this a little darker to kind of bring in those tones. Maybe I'll add some red in here. Get a good variety of color. Looking pretty good. I'm just going to add orange to tie it all in. Excellent. There is my diamond. Now in this example, I used only purples and blues. So you can see how different colors can have different effects. Let's do that when we paint the gemstone. I'm only going to use maybe 1 or 2 colors, maybe 3 colors. So I'm going to paint my gemstone yellow. I think that'd be cool, even purple. My yellow's a little dirty from my green. That's okay. We're just going to stir, stir, stir. Rinse, rinse, rinse. So it's best to just maybe focus on 2 colors at once. That's fine too. What you can do is you can get the whole thing wet and then add color and watch it spread. However you want to approach this, you can either be really in a space or you can just let the colors flow. I'm showing you both different ways. The diamond, we let things kind of stay in each space. The crystal, I am going to kind of let the colors flow and see where they naturally go. I'm going to just do purple. Going to add red. So I feel like these colors just really go well together. That touches of red down here. You'll notice I'm just going over the lines and letting the color spread then in that side of the crystal. If I want it to flow more, you know what to do, add more water. Excellent, doesn't that look amazing? Oh, just letting the watercolor. Here there's a hint of that bright yellow that wasn't touched by another color. And just like in real life, a certain point of light is really reflecting off of that as we would see with our eyes. And I think that's just a really cool resemblance of how things are in the world. So, moving on to the gemstone. It is the green one over here. And I'm going to this time focus on making it, with my blues and maybe even an orange to kind of really pop it off. Here we go. I'm gonna do the flow technique again, just because I seem to really like that. I'm gonna introduce a new color, which is orange. Keeping toward my lines. I can get different shade of blues as well. See how I have a darker over here, and it's kind of over here, and then in between I have a lot of light blues as well. That's showing good variety in that stone. We're bringing in that orange. I kind of like this soft, warm gray that the colors are creating, so I'm going to use that for the center. I'm going to bring in some more of that dark blue just to kind of even out the color. Letting them flow. Awesome. That looks really, really cool. Love it. So that is how you paint our Diamond Day gemstones, diamonds, and crystals. Thanks for watching.